And so when I got on stage, I like, when I don't know if you've ever done this, but you just get in front of the audience and just forget everything that you were planning to say. So this is why I do Monday Night Live. I always used to do this in front of an audience, right? So every now and then, every time I teach content, every time I teach LinkedIn, every time I teach storytelling, that's the heartbeat underneath it, right? Is storytelling. And I'm not trying to get people to go viral. I'm trying to get people to not have to travel and spend more time with their families, right? Fast forward a few decades, I'm in boarding school, at the age of 11, and now I'm building my agency, working with Westpac, Channel 7, Apple, all these brands, by the way, who also grew by telling stories. I remember being in Melbourne, and I was walking through the city, and a chap called me, he was a business coach, and he said, "Nathaniel, I've lost my keynote speaker for our big event today. Will you fill in?" And I said, "Yeah, I'd love to, of course, yes." And I said yes straight away, and I didn't find out any information. But I said to him, how many people coming? And he said, so it should be between 100 to 200 business owners there. They're all in our paid community. You can talk about marketing or whatever you like, right? And so, I had a full day, and then I got there, and I realized I hadn't prepared anything. I didn't have any slides. The room was packed. That 200 business owners is quite intimidating, right? And so when I got on stage, I don't know if you've ever done this, but you just get in front of the audience and just forget everything that you were planning to say. Well, I didn't have anything planned to say in the first place. I just thought, I know my stuff, but I had a mental blank when I stood up there. And as I just sort of scanned the room and looked around at these people sitting there in the audience, and it reminded me of when I was a kid, like sitting there in a business conference when I didn't know anything about sales and marketing. And anyway, so I started telling this story, right?
Welcome back to Monday